going on, guys? I know I don't have the camera on right now, but I wanted to do something different. I just wanted to talk, and I wanted you guys to hear me out, and I wanted to get your opinion on this topic. Now, this is something I've been really thinking about for a while, and I wanted to address it. I wanted to comment on it and see what you guys thought about. So this background I have going on, this is just an old FIA race that I had, and that's just back there for you to kind of watch for entertainment reasons. But anyway, so I want to talk about the FIA, and I really think that the FIA is probably one of the greatest things to happen to Gran Turismo in terms of bringing, esports to GT Sport, and then how you can compete, and then you can go to, regionals and the world final, and we all get to meet each other and all that stuff. And I think that that's great. And it was a lot of fun for me going to regionals. It was a lot of fun going to the world final and meeting everyone. And I think that part is great. But what I mean by the title of how I feel the FIA is killing Gran Turismo Sport is that since the FIA has started, especially now going on our second year now, it's kind of making Gran Turismo Sport only relevant for FIA. So if you're not competing in FIA, there's really nothing to do, and there's no incentive to do anything else. And I think what that's doing is that's making a lot of people not really have fun anymore. So a lot of people are kind of agitated. If you look on Twitter, on numerous accounts, people are complaining about the penalty system, as always. They're complaining about people bumping them, aggressive drivers, all that stuff, and there's so much adrenaline and hate that's built up in the game. People aren't having fun anymore because people are racing and they just want to win. They want to win. They want to win. And they spend so much time practicing. And now with this new FIA system where you can race all of the slots and then they take your highest point, they take the highest points that you make in those slots, that just makes people play even more. So now you got people playing for like 5 or 6 hours, running every single slot in the FIA on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, you really need to sit and devote all of your time on those Wednesdays and Saturdays, and you have to race all of those slots. I mean, at least you should, because you could get more points on the next race, you could get more points on the race after that. So it only makes sense to race all of them because there's not a negative. There's no negative into only doing one race. So I found that because, Gran Turismo Sport is so heavily focused on nations and manufacturer, not a lot of people are doing daily races. Not a lot of people are doing lobby racing and just having fun, because the time that you're spending not doing FIA, you're practicing for FIA. Because if you play the game in any other way, you're just going to get destroyed when the regionals comes around, or when the FIA rolls around. There's no reason to do any other tracks. So if Suzuka is taking place on Wednesday, Group 3, you better practice Suzuka Group 3 because you need to practice, fuel and tire wear. I mean, it's just in strategy. It's just that's how it is. And I feel like now the game has become work. I mean, it's legitimate work every single time you play. Instead of hopping it on and getting on with some friends and just having a good time and competing in a fun way, it's now become like another job, but the only difference is you don't make any money from it. So that has been a concern for me for this game for a while, at least since, after the holidays. And I've thought of a couple ideas that can make this game fun again. And I wanted to get your opinion. And a lot of it starts with the daily races, right? So we have daily races right now. There's only 3 races and they last a week. Well, what if Polyphony said, hey, we're going to have a leaderboard for the daily races? And what if your driver rating was separate in the FIA? What if you had an FIA driver rating? What if like that was separate? And what I mean by that is, the problem is if you have, like I have 71,000 DR, okay? You can check your DR from, if you have the GT Companion app, you can check how many driver rating points you have, and that's how you can figure that out. It takes about 50,000 points to be an A+ driver, so 75,000 is the max. So anyway, if you have over 70,000 DR, there's literally no reason to play a daily race. Like you have everything to lose and nothing to gain. What do I mean by that? Well, if I do a daily race, nobody no high level drivers do daily races anymore because everyone's focused on the FIA. So if I do a daily race and I'm matching up with people that have about 50,000 DR, 40,000 DR, so basically A drivers, B drivers, and maybe like 2 or 3 A plus drivers, well, if one of those drivers hits me and I come in third place, I'm going to lose probably 500 to 1,000 on my driver rating. But if I win that race and come in first, I'm only going to win like 5 points. So what that's doing is that's making people say, well, I'm not going to do the daily races because why would I risk losing my driver rating for a race that doesn't even matter? And that's the problem with the daily races. There's no incentive of doing them. They can only hurt you and they can't do anything for you. And I'm speaking in terms of when you get to being A plus, especially like an A plus driver. And I think if they change that and they make it to where there's a new driver rating system for daily races, let's say they base it on wins, so they can have it by categories. There could be A plus, A, B, C, and so on and so forth. So they could be, hey, Z28's number 1 for the A plus category. He has 13 wins this week in the daily races, so he's number 1. Number 2 could be someone who's got 13 or 12 wins. And then they'll have a B category. Oh, this guy's got 12 wins in the B category. He's the head of the B class. And then that would give people an incentive to look at a leaderboard other than the FIA and be like, oh, hey, I'm competing towards something else. And it just kind of makes you feel good. It makes you have a reason to play and do something other than just practicing for this FIA where you have to be top 2. I mean, guys, that's really hard to do. That's a lot of time that you have to take out of your life, and that's a lot of hours for you to race on Wednesdays and Saturdays, not to mention the practice that you need to even compete in those 2 days. So let me know if you guys agree with that, if there should be a new form of daily races that they can implement that would make the game more fun, because I really feel like they should change the title of the game. It's just like GT Sport FIA competition. I mean, that's all it is. It's just Gran Turismo Sport has just become an FIA competition. It's not really a game anymore. Nobody does daily races. There is nothing else to do. Everyone's already done circuit experience. It's really just come to FIA. And I feel like it's losing a lot because it's a lot more than that. I mean, look at these graphics. Look how good it does. Look at the livery design that you can make. Roadhog made this, by the way, and it's an awesome job. And there's just so much more that we can do, and I feel bad for myself that I haven't been able to come on and stream more and play, but I got so burnt out by playing this game and going to regionals and the world final, and then just the whole grueling FIA in 2018, just getting there was a lot. I mean, it took a lot out of my time, and it was hard. It was hard to do that, and the last thing I want to do is do that to myself again. So I am going to be playing again, and this video and the last video, they're like the start of me coming back and playing, but definitely not in a competitive atmosphere. I want to make Gran Turismo Sport fun again for everyone. I want to have lobbies. I want you guys to come in, and if someone gets hit, it's like, oh, well, we'll race next time. That's how it used to be when I streamed Gran Turismo 6 or when I had the beta for this. It was just so much more fun and pleasant. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you agree with what I'm saying, if they need to implement something else, because I feel like if it's only FIA focused, what's going to happen is people are going to start leaving. I mean, people are complaining, they're getting mad at each other. People have been hitting each other in the competitions because they're not leaving enough room when they should leave room, and it's just becoming aggravation. The game is just becoming aggravating, and it just seems like a job. So let me know what you guys think. I'm really curious about your comments, and my plan is to stream Sunday. I want to come back and stream Sunday, and that's when I'm going to have the camera on me and do my typical stream. This was just something different for me to talk and vent to you guys, and it's just what's been on my mind, and I want to see if you guys agree with me, because I want them to make this game more fun and not so focused on competition. I feel like, when you buy a game, regardless if it's a racing game, regardless if it's a sim game, true sim like iRacing, regardless if it's Call of Duty, whatever it is, when I spend my money on a game, I want to come home from work or the gym, and I want to sit here and play and enjoy myself. I don't want to get frustrated or feel like I'm working. I want to, have a good time. And I feel like, this FIA is taking a little bit away from that. Not everybody wants to go and do this seriously. Some people just want to play a racing game to enjoy it, right? So anyway, guys, let me know what you think. And I really look forward to coming back and racing with you guys. I miss everybody. And I'll talk to you guys soon. See you later, guys.